16 additional police officers patrolled the streets of Elon this past weekend as part of a campaign to enforce underage drinking. I looked into the rights students have if they are caught underage drinking.
Everyone thinks when cops are coming, run, but that makes you look even more suspicious when you're running away.
I know you can refuse a breathalyzer, but I think there's a consequence to that.
If I just saw a police officer, I would try to walk by as sober as possible.
It's unclear to some Elon students how to react when approached by a police officer, especially when they've been drinking underage. Attorney Christina Marshall says it's important for students to know their rights.
When an officer actually says, hey, stop, or let me ask you a few questions, you're not free to leave.
But there are some situations when it's fine to walk away.
If an officer comes up to you and you're just hanging out and says, hey, how about the Phoenix? How about your classes? You're still free to go, but the officer during that conversation can develop his reasonable suspicion and therefore initiate an investigation.
Marshall says if an officer suspects you are intoxicated, you have the right to remain silent and refuse consent to search. But there are a few things to keep in mind.
If you're not going to exercise your right to remain silent, then be polite and courteous, because running or being a jerk can just add to the amount of charges that an officer can charge you with.
If you're holding an open container of alcohol in any public area, you can be charged, even if you're 21.
The city ordinance translates to a Class 3 misdemeanor, which is a criminal conviction on your record, and it will show up.
Chief of Elon Campus Police Dennis Frank says when it comes to being stopped by the police, honesty is the best policy.
Truthfulness goes a long way. Not turning around and running goes a long way. Again, truthfulness.
Elon Local News reached out to town police for information on the number of citations given out this weekend, but we were not able to reach them.